We're doing it live, boys.
Fuck it.
I just got so frustrated in Monster Hunter, I'm ready for anything else.
So yeah, last week, and I guess the week before, has it been 2 weeks since our last upload?
Whatever.
Are you recording right now?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that you started. I'm sorry.
We went on vacation, we had a big old camping trip, and that's the reason why we didn't upload, because we don't plan ahead for things, ever. So...
Yeah. There was no internet either.
Yeah, I mean, you know, out in the old North Woods area, we tend to not have the internet or running water. We have to fight bears for caves. That's how we live up there.
We also ate nothing but MREs.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. So on the camping trip, we ate MREs and packaged hot dogs. And s'mores. I think, Malia, you brought stuff for s'mores as well. But... it was,
those of you who don't know what MREs are, they're meals ready to eat. It's what fucking military members eat when they're downrange.
Yeah, we had a request from a couple of boots in our little friend group who wanted to eat MREs on the camping trip, so I brought some.
There were so many little fun things in there.
Yeah, they're like a little mystery box. It's like the big boy version of a Wonder Ball.
Although there were also a lot of bad things.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, my asshole is still paying the price.
I mean, man, that cheddar jalapeno spread, man, it constipates you and makes it painful to poop.
It's one of the best things you can get, though.
Yeah, it's so tasty, honestly.
The peanut butter jelly, I didn't try it, but one of our friends did, and the jelly just looked like Jell-O.
Oh my
It was
God.
so bad.
I mean, really, like, so the funny thing is, right, is they have like this dehydrated, like, bread cracker thing, but it's like in the shape of a piece of white bread. And it's like full of holes and stuff. It's just fucking... MREs are weird, man. I mean, they're made not to expire, but...
There was no point for it to be shaped like...
It could have just been a
actual
square,
slice of toast.
but...
Yeah, it doesn't fucking matter.
Anyway. I think someone got sour Skittles. That's like one of the #1 things you can get in those frickin' things.
Yeah, that was really neat.
Yeah, right?
Mark,
There
you
was
were the
like
one that got sour Skittles, weren't you?
Yeah, I gave them to Torin.
Oh.
There were like M&Ms in there too.
Oh yeah, there were M&Ms, and then TJ got the military off-brand version of M&Ms.
Oh, I got some Reese's Pieces.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you got Reese's Pieces too.
Someone got a cobbler, some kind of cobbler.
Oh yeah. Actually, there were like 2 or 3 of us who ended up getting that like cherry and berry mixed cobbler. But,
Super weird.
Oh yeah, it was just fruit paste that you heated up. It wasn't great. But
In my experience with MREs, you can never go bad with the Italian foods. Like
Oh.
I always get tortellini and the spaghetti, and it's always good.
to be honest,
Yeah.
the vegetarian shit is fantastic. Like
Right.
any of the vegetarian meals are so good.
It's hard to trust the meat that you find in them.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's just it's good enough for the military. It's good enough for anyone, right?
I don't know about that.
We eat people. Anyway. So we sat out there, we played some D&D, we had some good fun, like, looking for firewood and, you know, sitting around the campfire. We didn't even, like, drink or anything, which actually surprised me. I figured we would have done a lot more of that.
You drink water, yoo-hoo, and whatever fruit drink that came with the MREs.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a nice, relaxing weekend. Like I said, we played a lot of D&D. Riley had his first fair share DMing a 5th edition campaign, and that was very entertaining.
was fun.
Malia, also, I believe that was your first time campaigning a 5th edition game?
It was your first time as a GM in general, I think.
It wasn't my very first time, it was my second time, but it's like the first time I actually managed to get into like encounters and stuff. I think the last time was very heavily just story driven.
Well, that's the thing I noticed, is that you're very good at, like, world building and, like, going into, like, great detail about, like, how the world works and everything, and it's very refreshing, because my style is very, haphazardly slapped together and, like, making encounters to fit the situation kind of thing.
Well, I wasn't sure like how much everybody would explore, so I like mapped out the entire area, like I don't know, just having the dragon on like one end of this little Arctic island and then having the dungeon. I didn't expect everybody to go to the dungeon as fast as you did. Like, I had a lot of other weird shit.
We explored the docks.
Yeah, that's true. The docks were something that I didn't even plan out before, like, we got into the
Right on.
campaign.
All this shit except for the boat docks.
Like, as soon as you were like, hey, is there a boat out there? I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sure. Why not?
Sure. And it's run by Bodie McWinerson.
Bodie McBoatface.
I just remember we were playing and like we were about to start, and then Malia's like, "You guys ready?" And we're just like, "Sure." And she's just like, "Deep in the bowels of the world knows."
Yeah.
And I was just like, "What the fuck?" Like,
That was awesome, though.
I didn't expect world building. I was just like, "Holy fuck!" Like I need to take this seriously. I need to like take notes. Like,
Yeah. It was great. Like, it caught me so off guard. I felt bad for not playing that.
I was like, as soon as everybody, like, I came to a point where I stopped talking, and everybody was like, whoa, and I was like, oh no, I oversold the experience.
That was the high point. It's all downhill now.
Get ready, boys, because I peaked right there.
Oh,
that was
Jesus.
fun.
That was a
Me
lot
and
of
Mark
fun.
were making our characters, and normally when you roll up characters, you take your you basically disregard the lowest stats. Well, Mark and I found it fun is if we kept the lowest rolled stat that we did, and we put them in so our characters have a flaw.
Hmm.
So I have no strength, and Mark had no intelligence.
Oh my god.
That made for
Yeah.
some fun. That made for some fun stories. Oh man, but yeah, I really enjoyed your campaign. I mean, I'm excited to play more of it. Obviously, we're not done, but
I'm glad. I'm glad that we ended at the point where we did, because I have a lot of opportunities to, like, add in shit after this. I also came up with, like, a fun encounter for next time we all get together and do this, and it involves the dragon, and it's stupid. It's gonna be
Well,
great.
now you're telling us.
It's good. It's fine. I'll remember by next summer.
okay. Are we just gonna play it just like once every summer?
I
Unless
feel
we
like
can
that's
get everybody, like, on Roll20, like, sooner or
Well,
something like that.
When's fucking Tablespire supposed to drop? By the way, shout out to Tablespire. I want that game to come out now.
Tailspire, you.
Tailspire,
Oh.
whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Tailspire.
Thanks for demonetizing our video, Mark.
What?
Haha, we can bleep that though.
No,
It's
we
true.
won't.
Well, I edit these things. I'll bleep whatever I damn well please.
Replace it with another swear.
Yeah, well. One that just
Ass.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, replace it with.
Let's say Tallywhacker or something. Oh,
Bird.
Frickin' frick.
But anyways, yeah, I want to play more of Malia's campaign. We could just wait until next summer so Malia can do more world building for all of us to just avoid it. That'd be
Yeah, I
fun.
had the opposite of the problem that every DM faces. Like, yeah, here's the dungeon. You gonna go to it? Yeah. Ah!
It was really entertaining to listen to you guys play. I went to bed pretty early that night just because I was tired, but it was a good time. They got up to some wacky antics. Malia was using some magical items that, just from my experience with 5th edition, I knew exactly what they were, but I didn't, tell anybody. Like the what was it? The ring of mind shielding for the shopkeeper. Yeah, that was really cool.
That was a fun one.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
I love little trinkets like that. So yeah, that was basically the camping trip. I would like to say there was more to talk about. Riley
there were,
ran.
like that massive toads, the storm of toads.
Storm of
Apparently were
toads.
there before I even got
Yeah,
there.
like half the ground was baby
Oh
frogs.
yeah, that's right.
Like, there were
Mhm.
tadpoles like were just becoming frogs. There were some with tails attached to them. So.
Yeah,
There were just a bunch of baby frogs like hopping around.
felt really
one of our
bad.
friends brought, one of our friends brought their 8-year-old daughter, and she was having the time of her life catching them.
I felt
I was
really
having the
bad.
time of
but
my life
something
seeing what she thought.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we're done talking about the camping stuff. Should we skip right into podcast questions?
Sure, why not? Riley, why don't you read them off today?
So, the first one we have that we haven't answered yet is from Avarice. If you all were to die tomorrow, I know this. What would each of you do today? And to lighten the mood after that, what is your options of the best pet? I don't know what I'd do if I would die tomorrow. I'd probably just fall asleep.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, I wouldn't have any worries at that point, so I'd just do whatever the hell I want to, because there'd be no consequence later.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
I mean-
I don't know what I would do.
I wouldn't fucking snap and, like, go on a murder spree, but...
Well, there's no point to go on a murder spree if everyone's just gonna die tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, no.
Unless Unless it's oh no, it's well it says if you all. I don't know if that's everybody excluding him or just us.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weirdly.
I would assume like if individually, one of us like Riley, if you were to die tomorrow, like
What would you do?
I don't know. I'd drive home and hang out with my family probably. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know, honestly.
Such a nice family life.
We do.
I live too far away from my family to actually do that, so I'd probably just like, I don't know, rob a bank.
I mean, I wouldn't kill anybody. That affects people.
Yeah, well, no, I wouldn't kill anybody. I'd just steal money.
Sorry for boring everybody.
I mean, it's kind of like a really weird question. We're not exciting people. Like,
I'd find
It's
somewhere.
like, what would you do? It's like, oh, I'd go and rape the first person that I see walking down the street. It's like, no, I don't do that.
I would try to contact literally everybody on our public Discord. And
I would dox everybody on
our
our Discord.
Yeah, dox everybody on the Discord.
Starting with Avarice. No, but Molio, did you have something to add to this?
I think I'd find somewhere fun to hide my body and then spend like the last hours like in that spot.
Just making it as
Just
crazy
like, how did
looking as
she die
possible.
here? And then just set up the most elaborate like death ever. When really I just kind of keeled over.
Well, like if I knew for a fact I was gonna die, I might do that thing I would always say I would do when I was an edgy teenager, like hang myself with piano wire and super glue my hands to my head so it looks like I ripped off my own head.
Oh no.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Just break into a McDonald's and hide in the oven.
Yeah, just like drop down from the ceiling. Just that'd be fucking sick. Actually, yeah, I think that's what I'd fucking do. Good call, Malia. That's great.
Opinions of the best pet.
I actually just got a continental giant rabbit, and she is the sweetest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So right now, I'd have to say bunnies are probably my favorite pet.
I have a cat named Rocco, and I have to say dogs are the best pet.
He's right.
I mean,
dogs are the best pet. I love dogs.
I grew up in a house literally full of dogs. I'm pretty done with dogs all
I
around.
grew up in a house literally full of cats, and then my parents switched over to dogs, and it was the best decision ever. I had a black lab growing up. Her name was Harley, and she was the best dog ever. And if I were to get another dog, if I had the means to get one, I mean, I could get a dog now, but I don't think that they would like living in this tiny ass apartment with me.
Right.
But if I would get a dog, I'd want an English bulldog.
Oh my god. Yes.
I named Bongo.
Just make sure it's a rescue as opposed to like from
Right.
a mill or
A
whatever.
puppy farm.
Yeah.
Whatever they're called.
Malia and I really want a really big dog. Anything like just stupid big.
Yeah, I really.
Saint Bernard. Honestly.
I want to get a Leonberger. They're so huge.
The fuck is a lean burger?
It's a lean burger. A burger made of lean meat.
It's almost like it almost looks like a mix between a Saint Bernard and a German Shepherd.
Oh, that sounds cute.
They're gigantic. Like when they sit, I came into someone's house when I was like in high school, and when I walked in, they had one of those huge dog cages.
Oh god.
Came up to like almost the shoulders, like right mid chest. This dog sitting down was that tall.
Right on.
It was just some random person's house though.
It was someone's hairdressing thing.
Oh,
They were running it out of their house.
neat.
It's cheaper than it's more affordable.
Did the dog ever eat anybody?
No, but they let it out of the thing and it stood as tall as like the couch upstairs
Oh,
walking. It was
yeah.
fucking great. I was like, give me one
That's
of
like
those.
a dog that you could fucking ride. That's like a rideable dog from D&D. Like
It is. It
it's like
really
a
is.
battle dog.
I loved it. I was like, why don't I have
They don't live
this
very
dog?
long though.
No, huge dogs normally live only like 8 years or less.
Yeah. Oh, that's like this continental giant bunny I
Harley died when
have.
She was 11.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, that's pretty
Oh,
average
that's
for like
pretty-
labs.
They
Yeah.
have Billy Mays hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're too big.
This bunny I have is supposed to die after like 5 to 8 years or something like that. But I mean, you know, it's a bunny, so.
Yeah, rabbits don't live too long.
Oh, plus
Are you,
she's
gonna keep,
huge.
are you gonna keep its feet and hang them in your fucking car?
I might keep one
Keep its
There you
ears.
if that's not sick, you know.
I think ears would be sicker, Malia.
Ears would probably rot away, I would imagine.
Keep the skull, I'll teach you how to do it.
Ooh.
No thanks.
Malia, what kind of shit are you into?
How to clean up a rabbit's skull with Malia as your teacher. Anyways, next question.
Yeah, okay.
This one comes to us from Trash Eater. You're all stranded on the same island. Each of you can have an unlimited quality or quantity of one very specific item. What would it be? All question. Would you all survive? And if not, explain what happened.
Okay.
Corn, and I would survive because it would come in every sort of format and I could get the fuck off that island.
How'd you get... Oh.
Yeah.
Like you'd build...
Yeah, I'd build a raft out of porn.
Yeah, like inflatable fucking blow-up dolls and shit and just float away.
I'm gonna say porn as well, but I would die and it'd be of dehydration.
No, you can make like a water filtration system out of something, I'm sure.
No,
All you have
Maria, see, here's the problem with yours.
Cut
You
out
could have
the-
just said wood, but you said porn. It would be better if you're just gonna build a raft to get out of there, then just say wood.
No, listen.
Yeah,
You have-
but she can fat too. Everybody can fat.
I mean, I can jerk off to wood. I mean,
You're gonna come
that's...
across a boat, like, and the boat's just looked at a raft. It's full of porn, and there's just like Malia, like viciously flicking her baby. I don't know about
I'd
this.
sail into town.
I don't think I
naked
can
like Jack
use any of this
Sparrow.
conversation.
Yes, we can.
I'd sail into town Jack Sparrow style on a sinking sex doll ship, saluting people as I went.
Oh
And then
my
as soon as I
God.
got to the dock, I would just like come and then step onto the
Dun,
dock.
dun, 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 dun.
Well,
Well,
I guess I would bring fucking bread.
bread?
We can fucking eat.
That shit would go
Still die of
stale.
dehydration.
Damn right. Good thing we
Unless
have
Jesse
water
brings, like-
all around us.
Unless Jesse brings like fucking iced tea or something.
Nah, he said unlimited quantity of one very specific item, plastic water bottles. Guess what? We can make a buoyant raft out of those. There's a fucking
It's
Texas
unlimited, you can
size.
just fill the ocean with them.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we could
There
literally
you
just
guys.
make a bridge of plastic all the way to land.
We're already
There's,
doing this.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's true. We have a thing the size of Texas, so.
What's the point of these questions? We are already here.
Someone should have said sunscreen because me and Riley are gonna fucking, like, catch fire.
I'm gonna
Mark
die
is
of
the only
dehydration.
one that would survive. I would also just.
Oh my goodness. Follow-up
So-
question, would we all survive and explain, if not, explain what happened? I guess we all just fucked off and looked at porn instead of doing our
I guess if Mark
duties.
and Jesse brought bread and water, it wouldn't be so bad then.
I mean, just plastic water bottles filled with water.
Oh, they're filled with water even. Okay,
Yeah.
even better.
Well, we can't drink ocean water, Riley.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I wanted you to make sure you specified that they were filled.
How the fuck are we gonna boil it, Mark?
I assume that island has something that you can burn. Unless it's just like fucking sand.
Well, to be fair, if we caught the porn on fire, we could probably
Wait,
make
what kind of
something.
porn are you talking about?
It could be
You
anything.
have
Porn
DVDs
burns.
that you can shine in
Well-
the sun.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay,
You can use the
Yeah.
DVDs to flag down helicopters too.
That's true. Oh my god, we would survive. We would survive the shit out of this.
All you need is porn.
And he did say you're all, so I'm assuming he's meaning like everyone who's part of the
It
podcast.
says you're all stranded on the same island.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Boom. Easy.
Yeah.
Stupid question, trash. It's next
get
one.
better, okay?
We have the two factions of
Unlimited porn.
unlimited porn and food.
Basic survival needs.
I'm sure we'd compromise. Anyways, what is it? The next question is from Kai. What's the biggest clusterfuck you've accidentally or intentionally created in D&D and wasn't worth it?
Malia, you burnt down an entire forest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we had to fight an owlbear. It was one of, I think it was your campaign, wasn't it, Jesse?
Yeah, it was something I slapped together for you, TJ, and Mark,
Yeah.
and
And
maybe
Callie.
Callie. Yeah, Callie was playing too.
I was playing a warlock, and they have like burning hands, or they have the option to have burning hands. So I like rub my hands together. I'm like, all right, I got this. I'm just gonna burn down a tree, do something. So I put my hands up on the tree, and it took like a turn or so to get this thing burning, because it's a fucking tree. So it caught, and then it caught the rest of the forest around it on fire. The owl bear, I don't even think we killed it. I think it got away. And then we get into town.
We totally killed it.
Did we?
Its out.
Oh, that's right. We took a lot of stuff. Well, we get into town,
or
and someone's like, "Do you know anything about the fire out there?" And I'm like, "No."
No. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about fire?
In fact,
Leah, was it worth it?
It was.
Just because they burnt down you were playing like I want to say like a neutral evil character or something like that anyway, so like even in character you wouldn't have given a shit. Like,
yeah, it was like a dwarf that got in contact with like an evil being. And
yeah, you were playing a warlock, right?
Yeah. It was like the dark fiend path or whatever the hell it is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they've just been underground this entire time. Then they go up like, I wonder what would happen if I just burnt down a tree. Oh, I burnt down 100 trees.
It was all the trees. How about you guys? You got anything else?
So my biggest clusterfuck I'm saving for a D&D story.
Okay.
Because it involves a very specific one-off campaign.
All right.
I'm trying to think of another one. Mark, you can probably think of one too.
Yeah, I can't really think of any like big clusterfucks caused by me.
You just do fun stuff, Mark. You don't really cause any trouble.
Do I?
Yeah, you just do like a lot of fun. You have fun characters, like the character in my campaign.
Oh,
and then,
actually, I do have one.
Okay.
So we were playing a Star Wars. No, it wasn't D&D. It wasn't a Roll20 system or anything like that. But it was a tabletop game, nonetheless.
Fuck. Yeah.
And we were in this base, disguised as something or other, workers or something of this base, and we're all rebels and shit.
Oh my god.
So I'm an R1 unit.
Wait. Okay.
Yeah, I'm an R1 unit with a magnet handlebar mustache and a leather vest.
Don't forget about your wallet.
Who's obsessed with crime? I don't remember the wallet.
It was like a Care Bears wallet or something. Or
No. My bandana was my little Ewok. Anyways,
Should have been My Little Tauntaun.
Nonetheless, we all have to infiltrate this place. Well, he is stirring up some workplace drama.
Yeah, I sat at a phone and I like called like into an office worker, and I was like, "Hey, who's that person over there in the office?" And they're like, "Yeah, that's the boss. That's so and so." And I'm like, "Hey, did they ever get together with anybody?" And they're like, "Yeah, Karen." So like interwove their paths, and within like the span of like 5 minutes, they were like throwing bottles at each other. Because like I sent in a bottle like a whiskey or something and pissed one of them off, and it just resulted in a fight.
And then TJ was. Can you let him out? Yeah. TJ was looking for a certain crate that had like explosives or something, and instead found a bunch of drugs and dildos. And then I was supposed to just be like cleaning shit, but instead I made a Molotov cocktail and burnt the entire place down. Out of cleaning supplies and toilet paper.
This was
Nice.
after you had sex with that computer, right?
No, this was before I had sex with the computer.
What the fuck?
And an R-Wing. Yeah, I decided that I was gonna make a Molotov cocktail, burn the place down, and it went really successfully because I guess the cleaning bot was not very good at its job. Because there was a lot of cleaning supplies that are very flammable, and we burnt the entire place.
Well, good.
That's good, I guess.
I got a story. It's actually also owlbear related, but me and my friends were raiding a goblin fortress, or a fortress that was taken over by a bunch of goblins and like a few hobgoblins. But as our rogue was like sneaking around, we were like storming the main gate. We just kind of like kicked the door in and just like ran in. And then our rogue was sneaking around in the back, and she found a little dungeon area that had an owlbear in it. So she was like picking the lock while we were fighting for our lives against just this endless swath of goblins. And she finally breaks the lock, and the fucking owlbear comes charging out and just starts mauling through these waves of goblins. And just like picking them up and throwing them, ripping them in half and shit. Just completely fucking batshit crazy. And Yeah, I was playing like a what is it? A burrower. It's like a mix between an Umber Hulk and a Deep Gnome. And I was charging in because there was like rumors of a drow that was in there, and burrowers hate the drow and all this other shit. But it was just fucking one of those situations that goes from like 0 to 100 in like a matter of minutes. Because, like, not only did we have to deal with the fucking owlbear, we also had to deal with the goblins and the fucking casters from the top of the roof and all this other shit. I think, like, 3 of us died in that raid, but, you know, that's just how it goes sometimes. And no, it was not worth it, by the way. We got in there, and it wasn't even, like, a drow. It was, like, a bugbear disguised as a drow or something. Yeah. I was fucking pissed, and like obviously the people who died were fucking pissed at me because I was the one who charged it in the first place.
Classic Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I had an intelligence score of like 6, man. I wasn't smart.
Oh shit, I was more smart in your campaign.
Yeah, you had like a 7, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
15 times smarter.
I had a strength score of 20 and like a constitution of like 16 or 17. I was like a tough boy, but I wasn't a smart boy.
So the next question is from Kieran Sprackett. When you order Subway, what do you get on it? If you say you don't like Subway, you get cruise. Subway's also not that great. I'd rather get Jimmy John's.
Yeah, honestly, Jimmy John's is by far superior. But if I have to slum it with Subway, I mean, honestly, I'm just a fan of like all the vegetables on top of like chicken breast with like some light mayo and some salt and pepper, like maybe like provolone on it or something. But
I either get the cold cut combo or spicy Italian.
Ooh, classics.
And then I just load it with like spinach, lettuce, tomato.
I do like to sample their limited time subs whenever they come out with like a new one or whatever. There's like, I mean, honestly, like if you're eating at Subway all the time, like you probably have a problem. Like, it's not the best food. Like, just get Jimmy John's. It's way better.
Jimmy John's, man, I get that Italian with the Jimmy peppers. Shit's so good.
Bruh, and plus, like, you order your food and like before you're done ordering, they're done with their sandwich. Like before you're done paying for your fucking meal. Yeah. It's crazy. Like they hear what you're ordering and they're like making it as they hear it. Like
if you say no this, they just like throw it behind them.
Yep. Like, oh, shit. Yeah. I fucking love Jimmy John's. They're fucking amazing.
Yeah. Anyways, did everybody answer?
Yep.
I like BLTs or chicken bacon ranches, like tomato, lettuce, and cucumber.
Cucumber? Okay, we're skipping that.
Cucumber's delicious.
I love sandwiches.
Yeah, it is.
It's perfect.
It's like light and crispy. Add some crunch.
I suppose I like marinated cucumber on like steamed buns. So I guess it's.
There you go.
I guess it gets a pass.
Ooh, Riley didn't even make me those steamed buns.
You forgot to remind me. Anyways, so. Favorite indie game? This question comes from Trash Eater again.
Ooh, I'm a huge fan of Undertale. I think Undertale's great.
My favorite indie game is gotta be Stardew Valley.
Ooh, Stardew Valley's really good too.
I love Harvest Moon. I love Stardew Valley.
Deep Rock Galactic's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, Deep Rock Galactic is really good. Magicka
was fun.
Magica. I love doing the Magica Arena. I don't know if you guys like doing it, but I fucking love doing it.
I love it. We should play it again sometime.
Yeah, dude, we just keep summoning elementals until our computer can't handle it.
I mean, honestly, like, most of my Steam library is made up from indie games, so it's really hard to pick just one. My Time at Portia was pretty fun.
Oh, I love My Time at Portia.
Right?
I actually had to stop myself from playing it too much because it was cutting into my homework time.
How about you, Malia? What do you like?
I think I'm really right up there with Riley when it comes to like Stardew Valley.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably like the biggest. That's probably like the most mainstream indie game that I like. Other than that, I like to just find like cheap little ones on the shop and see what strikes my fancy.
Do you count like free to play MMOs? games?
Indie developer, yeah.
I mean, I would argue that it wouldn't be like if it's like a big like corporation kind of thing, like Nexon or something, then no.
That's the thing. There's like a lot of MMOs that are like on phone that are run by a lot of they make a lot of MMOs, but they're not like a big company by any means. They just like to make them.
I gotcha. Well, what'd you have in mind, Mark?
Well, no, I can't think of the name. Obviously, I don't like it that much.
Clearly not.
Speaking of indie games, I picked up Muse Dash when it came out. I think that's an indie title. It's made by Pero Games, and I've never heard of them before. So.
Yeah, I count that as like an indie thing.
Yeah,
sure,
I like
why
rhythm
not?
games though. So.
Toe Jam and Earl's an indie game, technically.
It wasn't before.
No, it wasn't before, but they brought it back.
I guess the new one is now.
Yeah.
Would you count Ukulele as an indie title because Playtonics hasn't done anything really?
Playtonics is definitely an indie studio. They're not a big name developer. I mean, they have the funding to be, for damn sure, but... Ooh, A Hat in Time. Fucking, I haven't played a whole lot of it, but fuck is that game fun. Like, just with the little bit I've played, it's really good.
I played an indie game. Fuck, I don't think anybody's ever heard of Gears for Breakfast before A Hat in Time.
I can't say I have. But yeah, there's like a million of them. I don't know that I could really pick a... Nah, I'm gonna stick with Undertale. I think Undertale is probably my favorite.
Do you count Risk of Rain 2?
Yeah, definitely. Risk of Rain and Risk of Rain 2, those are both indie games.
One that
fun. We gotta play that again.
One that I got really into, but I have to start over and play through it again all the way through was Oxenfree, which that's an interesting one.
What is it about?
It's about this girl goes back to a city that she used to live in before like a family member died, and she's with a bunch of friends, and these ghosts break out of like their unearthly veil, and they have to like figure out how to leave the island before they all end up like getting killed by these spirits.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's really neat because they have a couple like weird quick time events, and because it used to be for like the phone and now it's on the Switch, you do a lot of cool stuff with it. A lot of the ways these spirits talk to you is through radio waves, so you'll end up in a radio tower at some point, and these ghosts will be talking to you and telling you to be paying attention. And the first question, the screen will be like right side up, and the next one, everything will be upside down. It'll be like, yeah, what's the answer to this? And you'll really have to focus, and it's fucking awful. Because it's like, not only is the screen upside down, but the inputs are backwards, so you end up answering wrong, and something bad happens to like the friends that you're with, and that actually impacts the story later on.
That just sounds like Frustration Simulator. I do like the theme of ghosts, though.
Most of it is pretty straightforward. It's interesting.
Katana Zero. It's like a futuristic, I don't know, a futuristic setting where you play as like a samurai kind of guy. You killed people to the music.
Is that the one where he's like always high on like a time drug or whatever? And like, okay, yeah, I saw that. That looked really fun.
It's super fun. It's on the Switch. I believe it's on Steam. It's so much fun. Unfortunately, it's short.
Yeah. Most gems tend to be.
Playing Back from Hell is a fun one. It's it's just this little like side-scrolling thing about this guy who gets brought back by these evil... It's almost like Evil Dead-esque spirits, and they're like, you have to rise again and defeat evil. And he just goes out, and it's this big, bloody, carnage-filled mess as you're fighting these, like, Castlevania-esque demons.
Ooh, speaking of Castlevania, Bloodstained, the Bloodstained series is pretty fucking good. Like, I haven't had it...
It's getting a sequel coming out?
Yeah, it's already out, actually. Because, like, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon is the one that first came out. It's, like, the old-style Castlevania games, and this new one, Ritual of the Night, is, like, Symphony of the Night, which is...
Isn't the mage just OP, though?
Oh, yeah, he's absolutely OP, but he's got, like, no health. So, like, he dies in, like, 2 hits, pretty much.
Like a normal fucking mage?
Yeah, pretty much. But he is, like, if you have the right powers, like, you can just skip over everything. That being said, what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so just throwing this out there for anyone who's listening up to this point, I had an idea to like scour itch.io, whatever, for games to either stream or put on the channel as actual videos, and just let us know what you think about that, because I've already got a couple of gems lined up.
So, anyways, the next question, if we're done with that topic, or did anybody want to add anything more?
Nope.
Okay, the next question is from Kieran Sprackett again, actually. Kieran Sprackett. Aside from Pathfinder, what other tabletop RPGs have you played? Shadowrun, Cyberpunk 2020? Question mark.
So,
I mean, obviously we played the Pokemon and the Star Wars one.
I mean, Star Wars is just like a D20 system, like, you know.
I mean, yeah, I've played D20 Modern. Actually, I've only played it once, and it was pretty fun. I remember the situation was we were on a train as prisoners. We woke up and we don't know why we were chained up and stuff like that. That was back when Escape Artist was still like a feat that you could have, or a skill or something. And I remember that's the first time I ever used it, and I escaped, and I was sitting here like trying to escape this room. This is like, there's a crack. And I was just like, I keep hammering at the crack. I was just like, please let me out. And then it's just like, you open the crack and you see the outside, and the train is moving really fast. And I was like, fuck. That's all I remember of that, but it was a unique situation. So
right on. I've played Shadowrun. My sister Callie is actually like super into Shadowrun, but it was interesting to play like a D6 system. I haven't really gotten a whole lot of chances to do that. Call of Cthulhu is a lot of fun too. It's also a D6 system. But like both of them are really interesting. Shadowrun's got some interesting mechanics with like science and magic blending together. Call of Cthulhu is like heavily influenced by like the occult. Obviously, it's a fucking Lovecraftian horror themed tabletop game. So, but it's like interesting to have like all these like characters who are just trying to survive what is essentially just like a maddening apocalypse, and like there's really no like winning in that fucking game system. It's basically like, how do you die or go insane the slowest way possible? Like, that's pretty much how that game is. It's basically like all of the difficulty of AD&D, but in a D6 system as opposed to a D20 system. Yeah. But it's a lot of fun. We should actually look into playing it, because it can be really cool. Lilia, you would just kill DMing for that with your world building. Let me tell you. You would destroy it.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm gonna have to look into this.
Definitely. Read it up, because it's interesting stuff. Call of Cthulhu is dope.
Mark, have you played any of these?
Other than the Star Wars tabletop whatever system, it has its own system.
They're like really weird dice. Like instead of D20s, you have like I think it's like success and fail.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you roll D6s for that?
I think so, yeah.
So basically how the D6 system is like, if you have a skill, let's say it's like 4, you roll 4 D6s, and like however many of those like are above 3 are considered successes, and like each like skill has a certain number of successes required to like do the thing.
This one had its own dice.
Like it was like that, but it was, instead of just using the D6s, you would just take.
You had success, failure, advantage, and disadvantage.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And you would just use those instead of like D6s.
And they're marked by symbol, but I can't remember.
No.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
It's very difficult.
Yeah, it's really weird.
And then some sides are blank, which is just neutral.
Yeah. So you have to outroll whatever. Of course, you have to like outroll whatever's rolling against you, but it's weirder. It's just weirder.
Yeah. All right.
I think those are the only ones. I think that's the only other kind of one that we played. One that I want to check out is no one would ever want to play with me with it, because nobody knows Watership Down in like our friend group.
I do.
You do, because I know it.
I know what Watership Down is.
I had to like explain it to so many people that I don't remember who actually knows what the fuck it's about.
Jesse would probably hate it because he likes bunnies.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's a weirdly serious story about rabbits finding a new friend. A lot of bad stuff goes down to these rabbits.
Oh no.
But there's a role
And there's an animated movie that was based off the book too, Jesse.
Oh boy.
They keep playing it on Easter. That's not when they should play that at all.
Yeah, if you like to see like rabbits getting their throats ripped out with blood everywhere.
Jesus.
Animation. This is like, oh my god.
There's a Netflix adaptation. Like, if you can look past the animation style of it, the story's really good. Like, these rabbits have their own, like, gods and, like, heroes in their own lore. It's really weird and really cool.
Huh.
But, there is a role-playing system that somebody made up for it. If we actually went into the game shop around here, it's called Warren. If I can find the book.
It's called what?
The Warren.
The Warren. Okay.
And if I can find the book, I'll link it somewhere.
I remember the first time I saw like stuff on Watership Down. I didn't know it was based on a book at first because I saw the animation first. I was like, what the fuck? And then I saw it was based on a book. I was like, okay, maybe the book, they're not rabbits. And in the book, they are rabbits. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this?
I wasn't ready for the Netflix adaptation. Like, I've never seen anything on it. I just knew it was bloody. And then at some point in the Netflix adaptation, like, there's a specific point where they run into a cult that believes that if they just let the farmer that lives around their warren, like, kill off one of them every now and again, the rest of them will be fine. So they've just been dropping in population, and eventually these rabbits figure it out, and these other ones just almost let them die, and they almost, like, keep them in the warren. It's fucking weird.
You think that rabbits wouldn't have a problem keeping their population up?
Yeah,
No,
I think.
apparently they do.
Anyways, we've been talking too much about this. Is there any other thing that we should add to this, or no?
Check out more RPGs all the time. Open your horizon.
Exactly. It's not all about the D&Ds. There's so many other systems to do things in. But D&D is definitely one of the most fleshed out ones, that's for damn sure.
It's true. Like, looking at any of them, it's definitely the one that offers the most.
Dude, between fucking AD&D and 3.5, there are so many fucking, like, add-ons and modules. Like, you could read for days the amount of books there are. Like, I just picked up a bunch of AD&D crap from a thrift store, and, like, I picked up the Book of Menzo Baranzon and stuff like that, which is the Dark Elf, like, home city, essentially. And, fuck, man, there's so much detail in these AD&D books. The fucking Dungeon Master's Guide for AD&D is so fucking thick, and it's just pages and pages of text. It's crazy. Like, if anything, I appreciate in 3.5 how they, like, whittled down everything to be, like, this concise information. Because there's just so many fucking mechanics in AD&D that you have to worry about constantly. All of my friends want to fucking play it now, and I don't have the stomach to do it.
I was about to say, because it's not just you who has to learn it, they have to learn it too.
Yeah, exactly. And I barely know enough about AD&D to play it, let alone run a fucking game. Like,
Right.
but anyway.
Fucking, alright, so the next question is the last one we have. Is from Trash Eater again. He needs opinions about the Cats trailer.
So I'm gonna let you guys in on a dirty little secret. I refuse to watch it, so
You need to.
I
Please
don't.
watch the
I
trailer.
don't want to. I'm legit scared. I might get nightmares. Like, I don't want to.
Well,
You
I
might.
I felt like James Corbin was gonna come out and fucking eat my face off. He's the scariest one.
There was a really good comment on one that made me laugh. He was just like, the cast is great and the singing is alright, but why are my paralysis demons dancing around?
See, that's what I'm fucking talking about. That's not okay.
That's exactly what it fucking feels like.
Oh my god. Like,
Yeah. The way that they did it, Cats, first off, I want to say that Cats the musical has always been fucking strange. It's supposed to look strange, but they didn't take any influence off of the Broadway musical for these cat designs. It doesn't seem like it, at least. They just kind of really CGI'd these faces onto these cat people body models, and the faces don't fit at any given moment in the trailer. So I can't imagine watching an hour or 2 or 3 of this.
oh my god. I go ahead.
It's funny how they've been comparing it to the Sonic movie. But, like, it's funny because, like, nobody's been talking about the Sonic movie, and then this comes out, and people are talking about the Sonic movie again. So, no, it's just like the Sonic movie can't catch a break because everybody else is doing stupid shit.
Yep.
It's like it paves the way for people to do more like exploratory stuff with CG, and that's really cool. But we're entering this age where it's just uncanny valley enough to make you not want to fucking look at it.
The technology isn't there yet, folks. Quit pretending like it is.
It's not. It's almost there, but it ain't there yet.
But, do you guys know who Mr. Mango Head is on YouTube?
No, never heard of him.
He posts pretty fresh memes, but he posted the Cats trailer, but it's greatly improved, and he just took out all the parts where there were cats, so it's just all the names scrolling by. And then it ends with Rebel Wilson's fat cat character getting hit with the fucking mousetrap, and then zooms in on her face when she screams the bass boosted.
So,
It's all about that bass.
my only experience with cats is almost fever dream in itself, because the only time I saw anything about cats was either when people were making fun of it, or it was like on a VHS, like as an advertisement for it before whatever movie I was watching was gonna pop up. And that's like the only thing I knew about it, because I'm not gonna subject myself to watching a bunch of furries fucking prance around. Like I don't want that in my life. And
It's wild.
My question is, sorry that I keep cutting people off. I'm sorry.
No,
Anyways, fucking, are they going to be singing the whole time, or is there going to be dialogue of the song?
was Cats an opera or was it a musical?
It was a musical.
Okay.
But was Les Mis an opera or a musical? Was Rent an opera or a musical?
I think they were both musicals, weren't they?
Cats was a musical for sure, but I don't know if there was any dialogue. I don't remember any kind of dialogue in it.
Right.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I've never seen it, so.
Well, see, the music adaptation of Les Mis, or the movie adaptation of Les Mis, there was no dialogue. They sang the whole time because that's how the musical was. But for Rent, when they made the movie for Rent, they put dialogue between the songs, even though in the actual Rent musical, there was no dialogue. They sang every note.
So, isn't that the difference between an opera and a musical? Is that all the dialogue is sung?
I don't know enough about that.
I'm pretty sure that's it.
I think that is it, but people just kind of loosely name things, like depending on what they are.
What are
It's like
labels,
a musical
man?
will
I'm
have,
looking it up. It looks like Jesse's right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like the musical will have like more actual like songs rather than just dialogue.
Because The Lion King's a fucking musical.
Yeah.
But, like, Les Mis is an opera. You know?
Yeah.
Fiddler on the Roof is an opera, I believe.
So, yeah, I guess that's the more literal question is, will Cats be an opera or a musical?
I have a feeling that it's going to be a musical, since they have singers in there that have never. Well, maybe it is going to be more like an opera because they have like a lot of singers as the actors. Like there's Jennifer Hudson, Taylor Swift.
Yeah, they got my girl T Swift in there, and here's the thing: Taylor Swift can't act for shit. So
That's a good thing that's CGI.
Well, maybe if she's actually like singing the whole time, maybe it won't be so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, she's still going to be a CGI cat, so it is going to be bad.
She was spilling out catnip to all those cats, so not only is she a cat, but she's a drug dealer.
Oh boy. This movie sounds amazing.
And Rebel Wilson plays Rebel Wilson again, just
Rebel.
satirically fat person.
The plot of Cats is apparently very fucking strange.
Okay.
I heard that there was no plot.
James.
I think James.
So you were saying like the other day that he looked like very disproportionate or really weird looking.
Yeah.
Next time you watch the trailer, think of Danny DeVito's Penguin.
Yes.
But on stilts.
Oh
Yes.
God.
Yes, it's
Ugh.
awful. It's terrible. It's like they had the designs down for like any kind of like moderately like skinny cat, like most of the cats in the trailer are, and then they just looked at James Corbin like let's make him around than he normally is, and none of the CG artists really knew what to do with it. They were just kind of like, well, if we just like make his image larger, it'll work out, right? And it's like, no.
They just have a fisheye lens whenever he's in frame. Like, there's like, this works, right?
There was some kind of comment on Twitter that was like, thank God they didn't have to make James Corbin actually put on makeup, and under that it was just the fucking picture of like Mike Myers, Dr. Seuss's Cat in the Hat.
Oh God.
That's the only thing I can think of. That's who I see when I see James
Fucking
Corbin
that
as
portrayal of the Cat in the Hat was the most like malicious. Like he was just like an evil bastard. But goddamn, was he funny?
See, I feel kind of bad for James Corden though, because like he's well, not really. I mean, he's got a talk show, a late show. So I mean, I guess he's making money. But every time he's in a movie, it seems like it's a fucking awful movie. Like he was in the Emoji Movie as well before this.
He was in oh my god, Into the Woods, which was a Disney musical, and it was really weird. It wasn't
Into the Woods
great.
is weird because it ended like 3 times.
Yeah.
Throughout the movie.
It's like
I know that sounds confusing, but that's what happens in the movie.
Huh.
Yeah, like a certain person dies, it ends. A certain arc ends, it ends, and then it just keeps going and tells the real ending, which doesn't really end. It's very weird.
The only reason I watched that movie is because Anna Kendrick was in it, and I'm in love with her. So
She did really well.
Oh my goodness.
also I like musicals.
So go
I
ahead.
don't know how to feel about the Cats movie. The plot, the original musical, was apparently one of these cats was essentially going to ascend into a higher existence of being and then come back down and live life as like a better cat or something.
What?
It was something like that.
Jesus, that sounds fucking stupid.
Yeah,
Listen,
I mean
the movie looks fucking stupid.
I mean,
the
but
Cats musical originally was just fucking weird and strange, so it's keeping up on that. I just don't want to look at it.
right on.
It looks like they had a hard time keeping the background stable. Because like it just looks, the background looks out of place.
Right.
It looks kind of like, you know when you have a dream and everything's there, but you can't really see it clearly.
Yeah.
Like you know that you're dreaming somewhere in your mind because everything's kind of blurry.
It's like your mind just tells you where you are, and you just are forced to believe it because it's your own mind.
Yeah. That's exactly how it is. Like, I don't know who managed to do it, but by God, they did it.
Well, speaking of poorly animated cats, Riley.
Okay, so if you guys aren't in the Discord, you don't know this, but everybody who was in the Discord knows that I saw The Lion King a few days ago, and I didn't like it. It was the most unnecessary, unemotional movie I have ever seen. They spent millions of dollars to recreate an inferior version of an already good movie, and I don't get why. Biggest gripe in the movie was because they all looked like realistic animals and they animated them like realistic animals. They never showed any kind of emotion, so it always looks like they don't care about what's going on. So you as a viewer don't care what's going on throughout the whole movie. That's a really big deal when you're fucking animating a movie with a fucking Shakespearean plot.
Yeah.
For Disney, no less.
Yeah. Another big gripe is Scar's song "Be Prepared." 3/4 of that song got cut out.
What?
Yep. They started it with what is it? Remember in the movie, the 2D animated movie, like right after
The real movie.
hyenas are, right after the hyenas are Nazi fucking marching, and then Scars just starts like he goes on this rock and starts rising, and he goes on like meticulous planning, decades of denial and stuff like that. That's where they start the song. Is when he sings that part.
What the?
That's like one of my favorite fucking songs in that
Everybody
movie too.
loves that song, and they cut it short.
Well,
They
I mean,
cut it short so that they can show us a 5-minute scene of a tuft of Simba's fur flying through the savannah while like all these animals are fucking bringing it along, so they can show how the tuft of hair got to Rafiki, so Rafiki knows that Simba's alive.
Oh my
They
God.
shot that scene for almost 5 fucking minutes. It seemed like it was so long and unnecessary, but they're just like, yeah, but we have to take out all of Scar's song.
Oh my God.
dude,
Bad decisions.
Man, like, just everything, all of that, and then just take away all of the personality and the character from the actual characters, and just animate them like robots, and boom, there you go.
The only good thing I can say about the movie is that Billy Eichner was fun to watch as Timon, because Billy Eichner, he plays the same character in everything that he's in. He's just very eccentric and very angry all the time,
True.
which works for Timon.
Sure, but
it was very, very lackluster. I wouldn't see it. You guys have already seen the best version of this movie anyways.
Yeah, just
if you
don't
haven't, watch it.
don't support Disney. They don't need your fucking money anyway. Like,
Don't support them when they do shit like this.
like
Definitely.
honestly, like the fact that they're willing to just like milk such a great movie and like turn it into nothing, and just they're gonna make money hand over fist either way, just because people are already like going in flocks to see this fucking movie.
Yep, and they're all saying it's good.
Of course they
It's
are.
unfortunate too. It's so unfortunate.
Here's the thing, right? Show the original one and release it at the same time as the 3D one. You know?
Yeah.
See which one does better. Because I guarantee you it'll be the second one or the first one.
Disney would actually make more money that way because people would flock to the animated, like 2D animated one.
I would
versus the
kill to see like an HD re-release of The Lion King on the big screen. That would be
Yeah.
fucking cool.
They did that, like, while back.
Yeah, but then they added in the morning report.
No, they didn't do that. This is when they returned it to theaters because it was when 3D movies were becoming a thing, so they re-released in theaters in 3D.
Oh god.
Jesse, I think that you went to see it with me and Mark.
Did we? When was this?
Well, at least me and Riley saw it.
Yeah, me and Mark definitely saw it in theaters when it came back.
When was it?
Fucking, I don't know. I'd have to look that up.
All right.
You might have been in Tennessee, who knows?
Honestly, like, I do vaguely remember going to see it in theaters, but, like, if it was, like, either before or, like, shortly after, like, I left for Tennessee, I did a lot of fucking drugs. And, like, I don't remember a whole lot.
This is when we were still in high school. This is 2011.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was, like, right before I went to Tennessee.
Yeah, so you would have been there with us, Jesse.
Yeah, I probably did see it with you guys then. But
they didn't have the Morning Report song in there, thank God.
what the fuck is the Morning Report song?
So remember at the beginning when Mufasa is giving like Simba a tour of the Pride Lands, and Zazu comes in with the Morning Report?
No. Oh wait, yes, yes I do.
Yeah, Zazu comes in with the Morning Report, and Zazu starts breaking out into song instead of just doing his lines for the Morning Report. And I guess that this is a song, it might have been from the musical, and that's what they added. They added in like a special edition re-release on DVD.
Huh.
And Simba joins in, and it's the worst sounding thing because it's not, I mean, it's obviously not JTT
Right.
Yeah.
singing, but it's an awful, like, I'm not saying that this kid that re-sang Simba was bad, but it didn't sound like Simba, and because of that, it was bad.
Yeah.
So,
But, yeah.
real quick, I don't think we've had a chance to talk about it since we went to see it, but we saw that new Spider-Man movie too. And
Yes.
that was pretty fucking good. I gotta say, it's probably my favorite Spider-Man so far, and I goddamn love Spider-Man so
Do you want
much.
to do any spoilers, or does it matter? I mean, it's been out for a while now.
Yeah,
Like a warning. That way we can talk about it like in length, but people can still like leave.
right.
certain timestamps. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's been out for a
If people wanted
couple
to
of
see it,
weeks.
they would have seen it by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's like, you know, Infinity War or something.
It's like, I didn't have to worry about that when I talk about Lion King, so everybody knows the story to Lion King.
Yeah.
I mean, 80% of the dialogue in this new one is from the original.
Yeah, and people are
They barely changed the lines.
people were already pretty convinced that it was gonna suck anyway, so you're not really spoiling that either.
Yeah. Yeah, Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Best part of the movie was the end credit scene with J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh
That was-
yeah.
Fucking amazing.
I clapped and I cheered.
That was really cool how they brought him back, man.
they couldn't have anybody else do it. Do you think that means that he's done playing Commissioner Gordon in the DC universe?
Didn't Commissioner Gordon die in fucking the whatever Gotham thing? Does he play it in Gotham?
No, he plays it in the DC movies.
Huh.
He was only there for Justice League.
Oh. Well then yeah, I'd say he's probably done doing that.
They're making the standalone Batman movie. You think that he would be in it, you know?
I mean,
Maybe.
you can't like ignore going back into Spider-Man like after those Tobey Maguire movies. If I was any part of that and they were like, "You want to be in another Spider-Man movie?" I would drop everything.
Oh yeah.
He's openly stated that if people asked him to do it again, he would.
Oh my god. He's so good at it too. Like he is the quintessential like live action J. Jonah
Yeah.
Jameson. Like
There's no replacing him. When he came up, I was like, "Thank fuck, he's here again."
It's just it was like so nice. It's just like you couldn't help but smile when you see that.
mm.
Mm.
I do have a little bit of a gripe, though, right? Like, about that ending. Should I go into detail about that ending credits sequence, or?
Why not?
Okay.
We'll just put a little warning here. Anybody who doesn't want to or anybody who missed the credits can just skip over this part of the video.
Right.
Well, hold on, we've already spoiled something, but I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it to Jesse to already put that in. Just hey, skip here.
Yeah, sure. So my gripe with it is, right, at the end when Mysterio's putting out this broadcast, he's oh, Spider-Man he's killing me, oh my god, he's doing it right now, look at him do it. And Spider-Man's just sitting there saying yes, kill everyone, while Mysterio's supposedly recording this message. What kind of fucking sense does that make exactly? He's sitting there and he's hey, so I'm very loudly broadcasting this with a camera in my face, and Spider-Man's just standing over him, ignoring him completely.
Well, I mean, he's master of illusions.
Yeah.
But want to know something? When Spider-Man said that, the execution line?
Yeah.
It's just the way he said it, I'm just this is gonna come back. You could tell, it's just it's gonna come back.
Yeah.
Just by the way that he fucking says it.
It's true.
The fact that people just believed Mysterion immediately though, it was silly. It's all right, let's go back. There had to be cameras.
I mean, to be honest though, that's exactly what I feel that was a pretty good commentary on how sensationalized news is today. Because
not only that, but you got J. Jonah Jameson eating that shit up.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's literally the Daily Bugle. It's just Fox News. It's we have this breaking story. Spider-Man, he's evil, and also Peter Parker.
it was really perfectly I don't know, brought together.
For real, I'm excited for the next one to see where it goes. I just thought that was really dumb, that one part in particular, but I like the consequences of his actions being put into the next movie.
The
I think we're gonna get a new Avengers movie before we get a new Spider-Man movie.
You think?
Probably.
I think so.
The fact that we've never seen Spider-Man outright just be a fugitive on both his private life and his personal life,
right?
Out in public. So now it's just what the fuck is he gonna do? Who's gonna protect Spider-Man and Peter Parker?
One thing I think is gonna happen is he actually is gonna be the next Tony Stark. Everyone's gonna know he's Spider-Man, but he's also fucking Iron Man now, essentially. You know?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool what they're doing, because I don't think they've done anything like this before.
There's a lot of different ways it can go.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Anybody have anything else to add to Spider-Man?
I liked Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio.
Yeah, that was really cool.
The scene where he was just messing with Spider-Man for a solid almost 2 minutes was awesome.
Oh, it was so cool, dude.
Oh my god.
When Iron Man's fucking coming up as a goddamn corpse. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, that gave me chills. I was oh.
It was really, really hard to watch. I was Peter, why would you do this to Peter? Stop it.
And he's just fucking with him so hard. Fucking Nick Fury comes out of nowhere and kills Mysterio, and then it turns out that was an illusion. I mean, if you didn't see that coming, honestly,
right, it was really easy to see coming, especially right after when Nick Fury.
Imagining yourself in Peter's shoes though, after going through all that, you know that watching it, everybody's yeah, obviously, but
right.
You know that sitting there through the experience, if you'd been in Peter's shoes, you wouldn't have fucking guessed
exactly.
that wasn't Nick Fury.
Well, the thing about it is, if you put yourself in Peter Parker's shoes there, it's just it's not that he didn't, it's just that he wanted to trust somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
He was so shaken.
He just wanted to trust somebody at that point.
It was such a cool scene, dude.
Yeah, I was hoping that they were going to show, Uncle Ben being shot? I mean, they weren't going to, because Mysterio obviously doesn't know about that.
Right.
But that'd have been dope if we did see it, and I keep saying this, you're probably getting tired of me saying this, Jesse, but I want Uncle Ben to be played by Tobey Maguire in this universe.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
Yes! Oh my god!
That'd be really dope.
Oh man. But that would have meant that Tobey Maguire was married to that fucking hot Aunt May though.
Yeah?
Yeah,
you're right. Toby's kind of out of her league.
Yeah, wait. No. Toby's a fucking little dweeb with man tits. He doesn't...
Tobey Maguire is a manly...
Treasure.
I don't know about all that.
He's my treasure!
Alright, well, enjoy it.
He's my treasure.
Pizza time.
Pizza time.
Marissa Tomei is 10 years older than Tomei Maguire, apparently.
Oh, really?
And Marissa Tomei is the woman who's playing Aunt May right now.
How old is she? Like 50?
54.
Well, it's not, she looks really good for her age. Like, really
Yeah, she
good.
does. Yeah, I mean, most Hollywood actresses do.
Yeah, I guess that's true. If you can afford it, you can look good for the rest of your life.
Exactly. Just have Korean baby foreskin injected into your cheeks like Sandra Bullock.
Hell yeah. They gotta be useful for something.
With those penis facials. Anyways, so I need to go back. We're done with spoilers.
Yep.
I still need to rant about Lion King. There's still a lot of stuff I need to talk about.
You know, yeah. Tell us.
Okay, you cannot tell Nala and Simba's mom Sarabi apart.
Is it because they're both Africans?
Wow! Riley! Wow!
It's because they're both lions, female lions, and they don't give them any differentiating characteristics except for Nala having blue eyes, which you can't fucking see because of the lighting.
Yeah, that's one thing I didn't understand through just the trailers alone. Like, why wouldn't you give these characters any tint of color at all? Like, of course Simba would look ridiculous if he just had a Ronald McDonald red mane, but something.
Just give him flecks, a little flecks of red or something. Just
even the fucking hyenas thought that Scar was Mufasa at one point.
Yeah, and this time you can actually believe him. Instead of the movie where it's just oh, no, that's obviously Scar, you idiots.
They see a silhouette of a lion coming in, and so it's they don't realize that it's not Mufasa until he's really close to.
Well, isn't Scar supposed to be emaciated, compared to the other lions? He's supposed to be a scrawny little fuck.
He's not that scrawny in this one.
Really?
Yeah.
It's they just took Shere Khan's model from Jungle Book and just kind of thinned him down a little bit and gave him a mane.
Oh, you know what? They probably did exactly that.
Yeah.
To save $20 in fucking animation. We gave you a dime to fucking animate the movie.
I mean, no, they got a pretty penny to animate this movie.
It was a money laundering scheme is what it was.
Probably.
Because they didn't have to fucking write anything, it's the Lion King.
No, they just whip their animators every single day, make this
It's actually funny because you see, if you look in the credits, they thank a lot of people for the original animated one. It's yeah, we do too.
Yeah. We thank them over you guys for whatever fucking... I mean, it's not their fault. They probably had a certain amount of time to do it, and this is the best they could do, or maybe they just really didn't give a shit. Who knows?
Yeah,
It's
not the animator's fault at all. It's all Disney's.
Oh, it's 100% the producer's fault.
Yeah.
And
I still blame
fuck them.
Jon Favreau.
Who's
Jon
that?
Favreau, he did a good job when he's the director.
Oh.
And he also plays Happy in the Avengers, but
Oh.
he also directed the Jungle Book remake, but that was more of a retelling almost.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff different in that movie from the original, which is what I was hoping for with The Lion King, but no. Even most of the dialogue is fucking word for word from The Lion King. Really annoying to watch. All the musical numbers, too, are extremely boring.
Well, yeah,
There's
they're
no
not
visual flair.
animated. They're just...
They are animated, though.
They walk around while singing. It's not...
It's just okay, I probably told you this, Jesse. I don't think I told Mark and Malia, but so you guys remember in the original, the I just can't wait to be king number?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You hear the music picking up when they're talking to Zazu and stuff, and then Simba takes that giant leap, and then the music starts, and everything changes color and stuff, and it's super cool looking. And it's just when you're watching, it's all right, it's fucking showtime. In this one, that doesn't happen. No visual flair or anything. They just start singing. And it's really boring, and I was very underwhelmed.
That sounds fucking awful.
Yeah. And I'm sitting here it almost felt like you didn't your brain didn't process that the music number had started at that point because you didn't have a visual cue like you did in the 2D one.
Yeah.
Just re-release the 2D Lion King. Why would you do this?
Better yet, just fucking pirate it and don't give Disney any more money.
And I think I told Malia this earlier, but they said they did the same thing that they did in the Aladdin remake, where they added a new song that just didn't fit with the movie. It just didn't sound like a song that belonged in the movie. What is it? It sounded like Beyonce, was singing a song in the background while Simba was running towards the Pride Lands to like take back his land. And Beyonce's singing a song. Like at the beginning, you're just like, okay, this isn't so bad. But then at the end, you're just like, this doesn't sound like it should be in this movie. Yeah, and it was just very weird.
That sounds about right. It ties into how bad this movie is.
Nala didn't have a lot of screen time. Rafiki barely did anything. You could have just not had Rafiki in the movie, and really not a lot would have been lost.
That kind of bothers me, because Rafiki was like the only one that you could teleport. He was the only one that wasn't a lion.
He definitely was one of the more like interesting and rememberable characters.
Yeah.
Like the very beginning before the title comes up, they do shot for shot same thing. It almost sounds like the original recording of fucking The Circle of Life even. Like they didn't even do a new one, it sounded like at first, but then after a while it started to sound a little different. But anyways, when they showed Rafiki holding up Simba for all the animals to see, Rafiki was sitting down.
What?
He was sitting down. And it's like, the people are just like, well, yeah, obviously he'd sit, like a mandrill would sit down, or baboon, whatever the fuck he was, would sit down while he's holding the line. And she's like, bitch, this is an animated movie. You can say it's live action all you want. You're gonna animate this fucking baboon to stand up in a fucking heroic pose while holding up this baby lion.
Should have just yeeted him right off the cliff, just yeet!
They should have yeeted this movie off the fucking cliff. I am so upset that they made this movie and that they're making money off of it.
Well, of course they are.
And it was like, you have all these like accolades, like critics are just like, oh, it's so fucking good. It's like, no, it's not. You guys are obviously paid off by Disney because this is a fucking travesty.
Was there anything good about the movie?
Yes. Billy Eichner has to know.
That's it?
That's it.
What about Pumbaa?
No. Seth Rogen, I was actually looking forward to seeing him as Pumbaa. It turns out Seth Rogen is not that great of a voice actor.
Timon, watch me fart.
Like,
Get the fuck out!
there was an interesting thing where when Timon and Pumbaa bring Simba back to where they live, you learn that they actually live in their own like little community. Like, there's more animals that live with them that talk and shit.
What?
Which is neat, I guess. But like, it doesn't go anywhere. Like, all it is when you see Timon and Pumbaa singing in the jungle later, all these like other animals start joining in, and it starts to get really good. And you're just like, oh shit, they're going all out in this song. And then it gets interrupted once it starts to get good, and you're just like, oh, it's just like this fucking movie. It's like a metaphor.
Were the hyenas any good?
So did they bring back Cheech? That's the real question.
No.
Oh.
Actually, Eric Andre plays Cheech's character.
Oh, that's all right then.
Keegan-Michael Key and Eric Andre play the two male hyenas.
Mm-hmm.
Their back and forth is all right. I mean, it's Disney writing. It's basically just written like Marvel movies, back and forth.
Yeah.
I can't imagine Eric Andre sitting still recording those lines. Like,
just runs
oh
through the
God.
Disney studio and just like breaks a desk and then runs through a freaking like television camera.
Tied up Hannibal Lecter style, straight jacket and muzzle, just like record the lines on tray.
Oh man.
But yeah, there's another scene. I talked to you guys about this, but it goes with me not knowing which line is which. They show Shenzi, the female hyena that used to be voiced by Whoopi Goldberg.
Mm-hmm.
She comes in. She's Scar's bottom bitch now that he's king, and she clearly has, like, her and Sarabi, Simba's mom, clearly have beef with each other when they show them looking at each other, and like I think they do little quips towards each other too. But at the end, when all the lions are fighting the hyenas, Shenzi is approaching a female lion, and she's just like, oh, I've been waiting for this a long time and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, Beyonce starts talking out of the female line. And I'm just like, wait a minute, that's Nala. That's not Sarabi. Like, when did Shenzi and Nala have beef? When Nala was a cub? Like, that was a long time ago. Like, the more recent beef is with Sarabi and her. Like, why is Nala fighting her? Why isn't Sarabi fighting her?
That must have been so confusing, considering all lions look alike too. Like, ah, yeah.
It was very confusing. Like, they showed like a panning shot of all the lions and hyenas fighting. I could have swore one of the lions accidentally had Rafiki's face.
Like they just like copy pasted it just to see if anyone noticed. Like
Yeah, that's what it looked like, honestly. Like I had to like I kind of like blinked when it happened and the scene was done, and I was just like, what the fuck was that? Like
no, you were just so bored you were hallucinating. Like
Yeah, you're like, what would be better than this?
Ooh.
Rafiki as a lion.
I hope that's true.
that'd be fun to look at.
Shameless on a big banana.
When it comes out on digital download, I'm gonna look for that scene just to see if I was seeing things. But anyways, there's two more things I want to talk about. The first one I'm going to talk about is what is his name? The guy who played Zazu, John Oliver.
Yeah.
So I don't mind John Oliver as a comedian. I don't have anything against him. I think he's got a very recognizable voice, which is fine. I liked him on Community. That's basically what I'm basing this off on. So that being said, and it is not John Oliver's fault for this, but his voice is not convincing coming out of that bird, and the reason why is because that bird has a fucking beak. You cannot have a convincing human voice coming out of a realistic-looking bird when the only thing you can do to animate a bird talking is to just lift its beak up and down.
Yeah.
So
Every word that came out of that thing's mouth was not convincing to make me believe that that bird was talking.
So that's a good like counterpoint to the like 2D animated film. Like they fucking did all crazy, like sorts of crazy stuff with Zazu's beak. Like they bent it, they made it like actually talk.
They animated him with teeth too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
it's a fucking cartoon, and cartoons shouldn't be adapted to fucking 3D. It makes no fucking sense.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah, you're right. And that was a big thing. It irked me because they gave Zazu a lot of lines for John Oliver's sake in this movie. So like he talked so much, and I'm just saying, he's like, stop making this bird fucking talk.
They should have just like added little click clacks every time his beak opened. Just like
that would have been awesome.
Dude, it would have been so annoying, but so worth it. Like it would have just been like he's just saying something, just.
Alright. The last thing I'm going to talk about, it's two parts because they're both Timon and Pumbaa related.
You lied to me.
Sorry. My favorite part of the original movie was when Timon dressed in drag and did the hula.
Yes.
My favorite part, I can still rehearse that whole scene word for
Do it
word.
right now. Right now.
Hoo-wow! If you're hungry for a hunk of fat and juicy meat, eat my buddy Pumbaa here because he is a treat. Coming down and dine on the Stacy's Spine. All you have to do is get in line. Are you aching? Yep. For some bacon. Yep. He's a big pig. Yep. You can be a big pig too. It's my favorite scene in that whole movie. I used to have a girlfriend that actually replayed that all the time, just to hear me sing it. You know what I'm talking about, Gypsy Mark. Anyways, so that was my favorite scene. What they did instead, and I repeat, instead.
I'm angry already.
They had Timon and Pumbaa sitting there, and they kind of resaid the scene that Lumiere did in Beauty and the Beast right before he started singing Be Our Guest. They redid that line, and right before they were about to start singing, the hyenas chased him off. Which, it was the best joke in the movie, I'll give them that, but it came at the expense of taking out one of the best scenes in the movie, so it really wasn't good.
It was not equivalent exchange.
Yeah, it was not that.
Who was the director for that?
Jon Favreau.
Yeah, he fucking lost an arm and a leg for trying to fucking alchemically create this movie.
Yeah.
It was not equivalent exchange.
We lost Tony Stark over this.
Well, fuck.
Yeah.
God damn it.
He comes back instead of the body.
It's just the Iron Man suit. That's fucking good. Big brother!
The last thing I want to talk about is they took out a really funny scene for a scene that was super cringy. I actually cringed when I saw this. Remember during the fight, Timon and Pumbaa, they did that whole they call me Mr. Pig scene?
Mm.
Yeah.
Pumbaa fucks up all these hyenas.
They call me Mr. Pig.
Oh god.
So, they try to redo that scene, and it is the cringiest thing ever. It is so bad and just because Seth Rogen is just kind of doing his thing, and like he's trying to redo the line, and then he's just like, if there's one thing I don't like, it's a bully, and he just fucking goes after the hyenas, and I was just like,
okay,
wow.
Cool Cat.
That was embarrassing. It was Cool Cat. Like,
bullies are bad and not cool.
Embarrassing. It was so embarrassing, and mixed with the fact that Seth Rogen is not a good voice actor. And I don't hate Seth Rogen. I like him as a comedian. I find him funny. Like, yeah. Fucking, but he is not a good voice actor. Like, I thought that he would do good as Pumbaa. He did not. He can't do really good as any character. And that's really upsetting.
Timon, I came all over my weed. That's all he would have had to do.
Yeah, I would have loved it.
See, yeah, we should have just changed this movie and like based it off of like all the voice actors.
We should just dub over the movie.
Seth Rogen like as Pumbaa, like first off, you could have had so many jokes just from that and the awareness that it was Seth Rogen, and then Eric Andre, you could just set him loose, but instead you just confined them into these awful lines.
Yeah, I guarantee you it was more a product of the writing, like for every character. Like it just didn't work with like who they cast, and like obviously there's a million problems with the fucking movie, but
yeah, but those are my biggest gripes. That's all I'm gonna say. I had no problem with Beyonce. I'm a person that lives on this earth, so I think Beyonce is a very good singer.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm based in reality, so I have to deal with the facts. She's an amazing singer.
She's an amazing singer. Like, so they had her and Donald Glover sing "Can You Feel the Love Tonight," which Beyonce kind of did her thing. She was, whenever Beyonce sings a song or does a cover, she has way more notes than she needs to, and it always sounds great. But it's funny because when you listen to that, like Donald Glover, he's Childish Gambino. He's a good singer too, but like when they're singing together, it's just like, wow, Beyonce is so much better at singing than Donald Glover.
Oh no!
You're making me want to watch the movie.
I'll listen to the soundtrack. I don't need the visual.
If you've been taking notes, like honestly, I could probably do a commentary for you guys if you want to watch it. Like, one thing, Jesse, what are we doing on time?
We're about an hour and a half in.
Okay, we should probably end this. I want to end this on one thing, and that is the first song that plays in the credits is very, very, very ill-fitting to the tone they're trying to do with this movie.
Yeah, it is.
It is the worst choice they could do for a credits song.
Is this something by Slim Shady?
And it's bad.
Yeah, I sent it to you guys on Facebook Messenger.
No.
Man, it's so
Jesse, if you want to play us out right here, just play that song just so people know what I'm talking about.
Sure, we can do that. You might need to send it to me on Discord, though. I'm not sure I got it on Messenger. But,
I'll find it.
Okay. Alright, guys. Well, thank you for joining us. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Okay, bye.